Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Sophie Cunningham running screaming from the Indiana Fever organization. Okay, maybe not quite how it is going, but people have some reactions to something she said on her podcast that we need to talk about it because it plays into a whole lot of other things in terms of the next season for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate all of your support. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And of course, shout out to the 19. Hope you had a fantastic Halloween. Damn, it's November already. Okay, well, let's dig into this. Sophie Cunningham puts future with Fever in doubt following career announcement. So she had some things talking about the next stage of her career on her podcast. Okay. And she was talking about where she's going to play next. Key points, and this is a good summary. Unrestricted free agent. I think this is important because I've talked about this before. Well, you know what? Let's listen to what she said first. Obviously, also, she's recovering from her season ending MCL tear. And it says now searching for a long term contract with her next WNBA team. Let's take a listen to that. And then we'll talk about some of these things and how they relate to Sophie Cunningham, but also the impact on the entire league and what that means. Because I think some people are overreacting just a bit, and I'll explain why. And I'm curious what y'all think as well.
And I think the next team I play for, I want a bigger contract. So then I can buy a house and be homey and cozy.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. That could be the Liberty. It could be New York City. It could also be the Lynx, and it could be Minneapolis. Like, you just don't know.
It could be anywhere.
Okay, so in that short, brief clip, there's a lot of things to unpack. First, a lot of people are like, whoa, she's leaving the Fever. I can't believe she's leaving the Fever. And other people, of course, jumped on the, oh my God, she's so ungrateful. I can't believe she would do that. Playing with Caitlin Clark raised her profile to such another level, and now she's going to leave and on. And so let's dial it back just a little bit. And let's talk about these things. First of all, if y'all remember last year, even when Kelsey Mitchell could be cord, right? Kelsey Mitchell could be cord. She talked about how she's got to do, she made no commitments to the Indiana Fever. She talked about about exploring what's out there, how she only played for one team. She's got to do what's best for her, and so on and so forth. And that was even understanding that she really couldn't leave the Fever unless they let her go because they could core her. And people did not have this reaction to that. I'm not quite sure why. Now, couple of things on this, and then want to talk about the bigger picture is, and it's kind of wild actually. And this is interesting because to me, I connected this to the mentality of the players have that they seem to, because we feel we deserve a certain amount, that's what we're owed. The reality has nothing to do with it. She connected to, I want my next contract to be a big contract because I want to get a house. Okay, a couple of things here. First of all, I find it hard to believe that Sophie Cunningham, with everything she did, even before Caitlin Clark, would not be able to afford a house. Maybe not the house she wanted. But the other thing was, you're not getting a bigger contract simply because you want to buy a house. That is not how it works. And I think Sophie knows that. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just saying this is the kind of the league mentality when it comes to money. If you're going to get a bigger contract, it's going to be because of what a team believes you can bring to them on the court as you come off a major injury. Now, I will say this is the time, and this is why I say it's bizarre that people are so upset because one, she didn't say she's leaving. You know what I mean? She's an unrestricted free agent. She just talked about the contract that she wanted to get, and all free agents should do what's best for them in terms of one. Now, some free agents don't take all of the money because other things do come into play in terms of who you're playing with, where you're playing, how important winning a championship is versus only getting paid and all these other things. But of course, you don't want you want to get what you believe you're worth and what you can get in the market, and that may very well be coming back to Indiana. And it's important to understand that within all of that, 80% of the league is in Sophie Cunningham's position. So as I've said numerous times before, the Indiana Fever roster is very likely going to look very, very different. Now, as I've said, I think it should be Lexi Hull, Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and they should sign Sophie Cunningham and then go from there. I don't think anyone else that was on this team is someone that you have to bring back if you can upgrade. I think that core, and by the way, all of them can be brought back, right? Caitlin and Aaliyah under contract. Lexi Hull is a restricted free agent. So if she gets an offer somewhere else, the Fever can match it if they want to keep her. And of course, Kelsey Mitchell, they can core one more time. And so they all can be brought back. Now, I don't know what the expansion draft is going to look like, how many players they can protect, and all of that. So that's going to come into play as well. And it's really going to be interesting to see how they handle that with the two expansion teams when, again, 80% of the league is unrestricted free agents. I mean, are you going to tell teams that, I mean, there's only four players, right? Four? Or is it five? Kelsey, well, no, she's a free agent, but they can core. But so you have Aaliyah and Caitlin are really the only two truly under contract, right? Lexi's restricted free agent. So maybe I guess you could include, but I mean, you're going to tell teams they can only protect if they have only three players under contract that they can only protect one of them because there are two expansion teams, right? Like how bizarre would that be? So that's going to be interesting to see how they handle that. So now I did find it interesting that the guy's response didn't name the Indiana Fever. He talked about the New York City and the link Minnesota. Two places you absolutely do not want to go. You certainly are not going to want to go to New York City even now. Forget the mayor coming in and what's going to happen with the taxes, or most likely the mayor coming in. But New York City, you're not buying a house in New York City. I'm just saying, Sophie Cunningham. Hopefully, maybe there's a suburb in New York still where you could possibly be able to afford a house, but you're not affording a house anywhere inside New York City. It just simply is not going to happen. Probably at a lot of these places, India might your dollar might go the furthest. Um, Phoenix, maybe another one if you want to go back there, probably in the suburbs as well. I know some people out in Arizona, but look, I don't have a problem with what she said, and I wanted to talk about this because one, let's not overreact. She didn't say I'm not playing in Indiana, just like Kelsey Mitchell didn't say I'm leaving, and she didn't say I'm staying. She said, "Hey, I'm an unrestricted free agent. I'm going to look around, see what is out there, see what teams offer me something, what the situation would be like there, and if that is better for me." And Sophie Cunningham has every right to do that. And there's going to be a whole lot of this because, like I said, 80% of the league is unrestricted. I think the keys are there is that he didn't mention Indiana, and then the changes that are going to be made. As crazy as it sounds, and as I learn more with the CBA and what the expansion draft might look like more and more and dig into all of this, I will bring more videos to you on that. But think about this, folks. There's very much a scenario were the only players on the Indiana Fever in 2026 that were there this year are Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. They're the only two truly under 100% contract where that's where they're playing, unless they're going to be traded. But Lexi Hull, if she gets an offer somewhere else and Indiana says, hey, with everything going on and the money we have and this and that, we can't match it, right? Because she's restricted, they can match it. She's gone. With Kelsey Mitchell, they could look around at everything and be like, no, you know what? We have to now with Kelsey Mitchell, it may be okay, we can't keep her, but we don't want to let her go for nothing. So we're going to core her and trade her to the team that she wants to sign with as a free agent. That is a possibility. But yeah, it is a possibility that you have Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, and at most Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull being added to that. As I said, this team could look very, 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 very different next year. Sophie Cunningham may very well not be back, but I don't think that is a thing where Sophie Cunningham's being ungrateful or that she is using Caitlin Clark. Don't forget, she came in a trade. Okay, she didn't, and she wanted to play here, but I just think this is just what we're going to be dealing with this season with everything that's going on. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for checking out the video. Really do appreciate it. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Go have the day you deserve, and I will talk to you later.